to No Movies in Hell. I'm Chris Geiger.
I'm McCall Scott, and today we are reviewing Barbie. What are
The
your initial thoughts?
I liked it. The theater I went to see it in was packed. I saw it on a Saturday morning. It was the earliest showing possible at AMC 25. I booked it a couple weeks ago. And when I booked it, it wasn't packed. There were lots of seats open, but I think as it got closer, those seats, of course, filled up. It was opening weekend. I thought it was going to be good going in. I thought it was good. It was better than I thought it would be in terms of complexity of plot and giving Ken a lot of screen time, which was a good surprise.
My initial thoughts going in was I thought I would like it. I like that this was an event movie, so people were dressed up. People are really enjoying themselves. I appreciated that it was an event, that people came up. They were dressed out, which I really enjoyed seeing. And I saw the film at Lincoln Center or Lincoln Square, and there were a lot of I was surprised to see a lot of older people in the crowd, but I think that's just the neighborhood. And I think there were a lot of men in the theater as well. So I I thought that I would like this film, but I really, really enjoyed the dialogue. I kind of saw where the plot was going to go with it, but I was like, the dialogue I thought was great. Anywhere from like the Ken's like one-liner quips to like I just enjoyed the when Barbie meets the younger girls and their perception of her and what they think and kind of like how she thinks about things and all the other Barbies in the world. I absolutely loved the costumes and the set design and all the practical special effects, like when they're going between the real world and Barbie Land. So yeah, I have like I'm probably going to end up seeing it again. Like I really appreciated the storytelling and the filmmaking.
I agree. I think it's definitely, once it hits streaming, is going to be something that a lot of people watch again who saw it in the theater because so many of the one-liners, right? You just want to experience those again and pay more attention to certain areas that you maybe missed. I thought the soundtrack was fun too.
Oh yes, yeah. So I was told by a friend to not listen to the soundtrack until after you see the film
Oh,
because it's in sequence. So when she's getting ready and there's a song when she gets ready and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is really funny."
well, let's go to the slides. Okay, so close. You gave it a 29, which is like
I did.
the almost perfect.
It was near
Um,
perfect. If they had more jewelry in there, we'd get it. But um given the themes, I think of this film, I think that yeah, unfortunately that wasn't uh a big part or a part of this film.
I liked when the characters were actually doll-like. When
Yeah.
the weird Barbie does the splits and she's in her house, and when Margot Robbie's Barbie was depressed and laying on the floor of the dream house, and then she rolls over like the doll. I thought those are great references, and I like the Ken's dance scene, which I didn't see
Yes.
coming.
Or their fight sequence.
Right, right. Alan, love Alan. I didn't even know Alan was a doll.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so
Same. It's quite surprising.
yeah, but
You learn so much. It's like so much history. I kept on thinking like, how do they just let Greta Gerwig just go with it and just trust the dialogue and everything? Or did she have to have certain things approved in the process? Because there were many digs to Mattel overall. Um, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, I would have never thought they would be so either self-aware or uh allow such criticism of kind of how they treat this entity. So I was pleasantly surprised to see a lot of the jokes in there. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was great. And I was thinking about it later. I don't know exactly what I thought it was going to be, but I didn't really think that that's what it was going to be. So I was
Hmm.
pleasantly surprised. There weren't a lot of young girls in the audience when I went to see it, which I would have thought maybe because it was Saturday morning that there would be a lot of
Yeah.
kids, but there was almost, I didn't see anyone who looked under 12.
Hmm.
I did see a lot of people with like they bought the Barbie pack at the concession stand, which was surprisingly expensive. Like, I don't know if you
Wait,
saw
there's a
that.
Barbie pack, like popcorn
Well, it's a car and yeah, it's a car and the popcorn goes in the back. Um, but I think I didn't wait in line for popcorn because it was like 9:30 in the morning.
You
But
don't like popcorn scrambled eggs?
I don't know. I guess maybe I would try it, but um, yeah. So, but I think I saw an ad for it and it was like $70 because it comes with like,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
a car and a doll and it comes in this box and it has popcorn in the back. And it's like, wow. And then I thought, I feel like they should have done more in terms of like, not promotion because they spent a lot on promotion,
Oh
but I
yeah.
think they should have done more like pop-ups or the
Or like
number of
experiences.
people that I saw getting their picture taken in that stand-up box
Yes,
that sits outside the screening. So many people were in there, and I thought, oh my gosh, if they created a pop-up experience like the French Dispatch did, like there'd be lines
Yeah.
around the block, like around several blocks to get into that. And they could still even do it now, I think, if they wanted to.
Oh
And there
yeah,
are
yeah.
like some other businesses that are leveraging it and turning themselves into like pop-up Barbie experiences. But if Mattel did it, I think uh, they could get so much more um, out of it. But
Yeah.
whatever.
No, I agree. I think it was a lot of out of home marketing with the boxes. And the boxes that I've come across, they were a lot of them had like the plastic that was coming off of it. Like there's been plenty of people who have used these. But it would be interesting if like there were more, showings with younger I mean it's PG-13, so maybe that was the reason why there weren't too many young kids, but more screenings with women affinity groups. Um that would be, interesting as kind of like a networking opportunity. And also there's a lot of those types of values and support in the film. So yeah, I think there's tons of opportunity. I mean, it's on its way as of today. I think it's at like the 75 uh $750 million mark, so it will be $1 billion movie by the end of summer. um and then no doubt that it will be a classic in multiple households. But yeah, such a great film.
Agree. Do you have anything to plug in this episode?
Oh, lots of summer films, just getting through. So yeah, Oppenheimer, which I've had to put off a little bit because IMAX theaters in New York have been very crowded. So that one is on the list. What about yourself?
Um, yeah, so I'm branching out into smaller theaters to find like other content. I did see Wicker Man this past weekend, and I saw the new Nicolas Cage Sympathy for the Devil. So I might do a little write-up on that for the Instagram account. But yeah, just trying to get out there to see a bunch of stuff. There's a surprising number of horror movies out right now, which,
Yeah, I agree. In the middle of summer instead of October.
right, which maybe they're like capitalizing on the fact that people like me don't want to see horror movies when it's cold and dark out. So like show them to us when it's sunny and we can walk outside and be like, oh, okay, no one's following me. So there's a lot out there, but I do feel like there's a ton of screens that are not being made available to smaller movies right now. Theater camp is already gone. I think we talked about before that it would be a quick turn. And even Mission Impossible got pushed out of a lot of screens, which is surprising too. So, all right. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you next time.